Yeah, so a big turning point for me in the show was the M. Dot episode.
Now, hold on. Now, hold on. Nobody can't tell me
wait,
nothing.
wait.
When was the last time you went to Jamaica?
When was the last time?
When was the last time you was in Jamaica?
It does.
Do you know what's going on the streets of Jamaica?
Do you know?
When was you there
You
last?
made a big claim. It matters. You made a big claim.
Because what you lot don't know is the fact that I went into hospital straight after that because I had really bad blood pressure and I had to have my baby early. And at the end of the day, I ain't coming on no show to put my health at risk. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I don't need two men shouting at me, telling me about my background when I clearly know about my background. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I just felt like it was starting to get a bit too much. But with all of that, what happened after me having my baby and everything, and just thinking about, you know, like how much I put into the show, I was thinking whether I should come back or not, to be fair. And I spoke to my family about it, and you know, we was thinking about it. Sprayer called me and he was like, Cream, when you coming back? You know, like he was excited for me to come back and everything, and everybody was, you know, like respectful to me. So I actually thought to myself, do you know what, me, I gotta come back. Let me go back on the show and I'm gonna do what it does. Do you understand what I'm saying? And go back with my, you know, the vibes and all of this stuff. Do you get me? And when we went to the studio first, before I came back to the show, we actually went studio and recorded Mind Games. And I went up there, me and Math, and we was talking about me coming back, and he was gassed about me coming, actually. Do you understand? And yeah, he was just saying about how happy he was for me to come back. He was actually throwing Chronic under the bus because Chronix is always late. Do you know what I mean? And he was saying like, Cream, you're always on time, hurry up and come back and all of these things. Do you get what I mean? So I was just like, all right, I'm coming. Looked forward to it. When I came back, everything was good. I started to speak on certain things. I was talking on my things that were dear to me. I got emotional and I spoke on something about mums, you know, young mums, when I started to talk on that. And yeah, that was actually quite dear to me, actually. And when I was talking on the autistic mums and things like that, what people don't know is my niece's daughter is autistic. And there was a lot behind why I was crying. That's why that day I actually got really emotional. And even things like that, I feel like I've not really got a safe space to really go in depth for you lot to know about those type of things, because I can't get to speak on them. Do you understand? I can get to touch on them, but I can't get to speak on them in depth. Because there's a lot more that I can that I have got to show. Do you understand what I mean? And there's a lot more things that I want to talk on in regards to being a female, being a mum, just being a woman. Do you understand what I'm saying? Struggles, highs, lows, everything. There's loads of things that I want to talk about. And I know how to speak to men as well. There's a lot of things that I want to talk to men about and get a bit deeper. Do you understand what I'm saying? So sometimes things need to be why-free. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's what I want to be able to more get into. And when you're growing mentally, spiritually, physically, certain conversations no longer interest you. Do you understand what I'm saying? And certain conversations I can't sit through for hours and hours and hours because I don't have no place to talk on them, nor do I want to. So I feel like it's time for me to be on a platform where I can speak on the things that I want to talk on, that I'm passionate about, that I know that it will impact the people that I want to be able to impact. Do you understand what I mean? So yeah, things just started to go downhill in regards to that. I came back on the show, and then I noticed that there was a little narrative that was there creeping in that he started to put in there between me and Trina on the show. I never met Trina in my life. Never said a word about her. Never said anything negative about her. He knows this because I never spoke on her. He spoke on her. I don't know anything about her. Anything I do know about her is because he said it to me. So I didn't understand why every time I come to work, you kept saying that there was an issue between me and Trina. And the only issue could be is between you and Trina. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with Chronic. The only issue I have with Chronic is that he likes to talk for Spray too much. Do you understand what I'm saying? So therefore, when you feel like you're getting it and you feel like it should be Spray, maybe you should just be quiet and let me address Spray. But if you keep on speaking for Spray, I'm going to have to address you. Nobody didn't trick me out of my position, because it was time for me to leave that position. I need to be in a safe space where I can grow and elevate and show my best self. And I don't want to be in any space that's going to draw me out of character. I am a human being and I take full accountability for when I did come out of character. But that's not something that I want to do. It hasn't happened in a long time, and energy is real. And I believe that I was brought out of character because there was things that were said off the show that I'm not even going to really go into too much, because I don't think that it really needs to even be said. Just know I have receipts that I have never said anything. I've never had a problem with anybody. So I didn't understand why everything kept on coming at me. When we're on the show, we're the host. I'm actually the co-host, and we're meant to be highlighting the guest. So that's what we need to do. I don't understand why everybody keeps on highlighting Cream. There's been many of things that's happened with Spray on the show and on other shows on the internet, and I've never addressed them on the show or gaslit him or tried to show him up on the show about that. I've asked him about things off camera and said, would you like to speak on it? And he said no, he's never heard a word. Guests have had things that they would not like to speak on, and I've never said a word. When they speak on things that could be possibly alleged or non-alleged, you never hear Cream say a word. I come in when I'm supposed to and I say what I feel like I'm in my safe space to say. I've never once said that I'm right. I've never once said that I'm wrong. I've never once said I'm perfect, but I know I'm realer than most. And I was realer than most on that couch. And I was realer than most for 4 years. So that's why I took it personal that people weren't realer than most with me. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know me because we started it together. Nobody was there for you. I encouraged you to build that show. When nobody gave you a voice, I told you, go on there and give yourself a voice, and nobody can't edit you. You can. But then you started to edit me. How did that go? I was there summer, spring, autumn, winter. The only time I took off was when I had my baby. No one can't tell me that I am not a real member on the team, that I don't stand on business. I've always stood on business. I'm a big woman. Even that I need to address. I don't feel no way about being a big woman. Do you understand what I'm saying? Life is a blessing. Embrace your life. Do you understand? I'm happy to be the age that I am, being able to do what I am. It's a testimony in itself that I even had my baby at the age that I did, with no risks, up until the M. episode. That's how deep it gets. Do you get me? The first episode when we started RTM, it wasn't just supposed to be me, but guess who showed up? Cream. Do you understand? When everybody was against you, guess who sat beside you? Cream. Do you understand what I'm saying? But when it was time for you to sit beside me and rep Cream, where was you? You wasn't there. You let the comment section and the YouTube, even though I don't care about comment section because I'm built strong. But let me tell you something. You made them run with a false narrative that wasn't real, because you know it wasn't real. Because I never spoke on anybody, and I never told you that I didn't like anybody, off camera or on. And you know that. And every time I came to work, you never said a word until the camera started rolling and you started to paint a narrative. Do you understand what I'm saying? And you told me things off camera, what people had said about me, and you didn't say it on camera. So don't say that you're going to show everything if you know you're not going to show everything. Do you understand? So when you're on there saying people don't mind showing me, how do they not mind them showing me? But when you spoke on them and exposed certain things on them, they minded you showing it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let's just be real. You know, I'm in no competition with nobody, and I actually wish everybody the best. You know, I just want to focus on convos with Cream. Let me just take a sip. because I'm actually just going to shake off all of that. Do you understand? Fuck all of that, to be fair. I hope that I've said everything what everybody needs to hear in regarding that. But I just want to